Nikocado Avocado. What is left to be said about the infamous mukbang YouTuber that hasn't been said already? He rose to fame for his eating videos, where he grossly consumed mass amounts of food, while also being quite rude doing it. Nikocado became famous for being one of the most unlikable people on YouTube, and people just couldn't help but watch his very disgusting content. Makes you wonder how Nikocado could even imagine himself being so unlikable and rude, and that it would garner him an audience that would engage with his content. Or perhaps he did imagine it, maybe even planned it. On September 6th of this year, he uploaded a video called 2 Steps Ahead, which revealed something no one expected. Nikocado had lost a crap ton of weight, and not only that, but every video of his from the past 2 years was pre-recorded in advance. In what he calls the greatest social experiment in our lifetimes, Nikocado fooled the entire internet. To see how we got to this point, let's go back to the earliest parts of Nico's story, when he was just a simple fitness YouTuber and violinist. Yeah, it's hard to believe the person who became famous for doing stuff like this
So upsetting. There's a lady behind me feeding cats! She's feeding the stray cats!
started off doing content like this.
Testing. Hi guys, welcome to a brand new day.
Look at him trying to get down at the bag.
His first passion was music, and he's actually a talented violinist. He eventually transitioned into becoming a vegan YouTuber as his full-time career. He made some decent content during the olden days before in late 2016 he suddenly renounced veganism and started consuming animal products again. His personality also seemed to change, with the more kind-hearted Nico being replaced by this meaner and more self-centered person. This was also when everything started getting bigger and greasier. Now, it's around 2017 and Nico has found a rhythm. Eating a shit ton of fast food or junk food, being rude as hell to guests or his own husband during the video, crying and throwing fits, and sometimes even shitting himself on camera.
You guys, I just pooped.
And repeat. He went super viral and had no plans on stopping anytime soon, even if it was a detriment to his health. Yeah, if it wasn't noticeable already, Nico was gaining so much weight that it was concerning to his fans. However, don't try mentioning this to him because, as he will remind you,
It's just water weight.
yep, he likes to deny he's getting fat, getting into people's faces when they tell him he is. Hell, he even made merch of this running bit, and I gotta respect it. Gotta make that bag somehow. He was getting so fat that some people were criticizing him for fetishizing his weight and making a mockery of people who were actually suffering from weight gain. He was constantly doing the most vile and disgusting acts imaginable. We're pretty much up to speed now with Nico now once again skinny and saying he fooled us all this whole time. So now, we have to ask, how did he? Now, I'm not Nico. I don't know what he was thinking in his head when he was planning all this, but I have an idea. Nico originally quit being vegan and decided to start eating a ton again. I don't believe at first he had a larger plan, but when he realized he was getting people's attention and concern for his sudden weight gain is when he gained the idea. His plan was simple. Become the most unlikable person on the internet while teetering on the edge of being canceled. He did this over the next couple years, getting as big as he could, both in weight and following. And like a shepherd herding his sheep, he had us all along for the ride, consuming what he told us to consume and believing what he wanted us to believe. He perfectly marketed himself as this horrible human being to keep us invested. We felt sorry for him. We made fun of him. We gobbled up his sad little life for our entertainment, and we involved ourselves in his story. This is exactly what he wanted. He got into our heads and made us involved because our own human boredom and curiosity made us invested in this story that he was crafting. He meticulously kept his life private and pre-recorded a year's worth of videos, keeping the false narrative that he was still this unhealthy, unlikable person in public, when in reality, he was hatching his evil but brilliant plan and getting himself back to his prime. And as he words it himself in his own video,
So I am the villain, because I've made myself one.
he became a villain. He knew it would keep him relevant and in the public's perception. He knew if he just came out and said he lost the weight, people would just shrug it off and forget about it. He knew making himself this master manipulator was gonna make his years and years of doing this worth it. And worth it was. As with 29 million views and rising at the time of writing this script, he got the result he wanted. He fooled the internet and made it bend to his will. And as I leave you off, I will let Nikocado himself end this, as he has proven once and will probably prove once again as we wait what he cleverly plans next, that he is.
And yet I've still managed to stay 2 steps ahead.